Oh, we've started streaming. I see. Welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Untitled. I'm one of your two hosts, Sniff of Scotch and Sniff. In a second, magically, Charles, the drinking caveman, will appear here on my right, and we're going to be talking about high-end bottles, birthday bottles, and things of that nature. Just high-end bottles. Like, why would you spend more than, let's say, $200 on a bottle, or $250 for that matter, or $100 for that matter? Let's find out today in the Whiskey Untitled.
And by magic, I appear. Whoa!
Oh, that is magic. I knew it. I knew it.
How you doing, bud? How you doing today?
Doing all right. It's Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. We only lost an hour, not a day.
Well, you never know. Some people might have lost a day.
It feels like it.
All right. So today's topic is gonna be high-end bottles. Why are we spending that much money for it, or why Wally spends all his money for it? Is kind of the thing. What's up?
Oh. I don't know. I just bought the shirt. It says Slanja. I'm excited.
And it's perfect time for St. Patty's, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's green.
Boom. But yeah, so high-end bottles, figuring out why you're spending all that money, and
look, I'm already distracted by chat. The most I've spent so far is 100 Canadian. What's that in American dollars? Like $12?
$5 or something.
I don't even think you can buy booze in America for $12.
But yeah, so since it's a drinking show, and before you get distracted again, what's in your glass, my friend?
Oh, yes. In this, I figured I would just put in the glass, the proper glass, Macallan. So, the 18, because it's appropriate for today.
Gotcha.
Especially with this being like a $260 bottle.
Yeah, and then since I don't spend as much as Wally does, Ben Nevis is my most recent expensive bottle, 20-year-old single cask. So it's, I don't know, I think about $200 or something, $250-ish. So, yeah, no, it's pretty good. We'll get into it, like why would someone spend that much money? But yeah. So any bottles this week did you purchase?
Yes, unfortunately. Ooh. But let me just say, I went with this for what I'm drinking in my glass today because since we're talking about higher end bottles, like this is higher end as it's like $260, but it's not. You Canadians, you can take a joke and you're nice about it. Yeah. I know. You'll probably apologize in a minute for being so harsh. So
that's fine.
The Macallan 18 is. Like, it's accessible. It's expensive and people can buy it for special occasions, but it's also accessible at the same time. Like, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, this is a $1,000 bottle and this is going to be, hurting my pockets forever. It's like you buy it once, it's going to last a while. You drink it on special nights instead of special occasions, that kind of thing. That's what I kind of like about it.
Makes sense. Alrighty. So, what's the bottle, my friends? Because I personally don't have any bottles because I'm saving money, so. I know.
I guess I'll just show everybody. So it comes in a box.
Ooh, and you post that today.
The box slides out of the box.
Wait, does it open too? Oh, it does.
Yeah, no, that's not even a question. Yep. The old Balvenie 30.
Dude, that's one bottle I always wanted to try. I stopped at 21, and even then I was like, I don't know if I spend that much money. It's a bit too much. But have you had it before?
No. I've never had this. I've had a couple bottles of 21 because it's affordable. This, I found a really good deal. Shimon tagged me.
Bam.
In a post on Facebook.
You must be in the comments, right?
For like $675 plus shipping. So $700 shipped to my house. Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, shipped to a shipping store.
And real quick, we just want to say hi to everybody. So Shimon, Habs, Santa Cruzin, Eric, OG for Hire, Molten Montreal. How are you guys doing? Just want to say hi. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so
that guy who sold me this Balvenie is still selling like 3 more of them.
What?
I talked to him about it. So he has a local store where he gets really good deals on bourbon, but he only gets the deals if he buys a lot of their high-end stuff. Ooh. So to do that, he usually just buys it and then resells it on the secondary market.
That makes sense. Like if you want to build that relationship, and I feel as though that's where I'm lacking at no moment since I haven't really bought any bottles this year. I feel as though that my guy is going to be like, Charles, you haven't bought stuff, man. I can't give you the premium stuff, So. Makes sense.
Yeah, you can't build a relationship if you don't just go there and buy when they tell you. Like when my local liquor store was like, "Hey, you need to come in and buy this," and I was like, "Wait, what do I have to buy?"
I think there's.
Then I was like, "Wait, how much money do you need me to bring with me? Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful bottle."
So everybody, just to let you know, so Boy's got 2 30-year-olds there. So I'm guessing we're getting invited to a birthday party.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. This is my life.
All right.
So yeah, but yeah, no, that's way too rich for my blood too, buddy. That was like $600, and I was like not expecting that. Plus 10% Maryland tax was like $660.
Was that the only bottle that you bought recently?
Yeah, those are the two big ones recently.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then the rest of the ones, I just have some high-end bottles to talk about high-end bottles in general.
Yeah, no, right now I'm trying to save up for next month's outturn of Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. I've heard that some rumors that some pretty good stuff are coming out, so I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I'll save up since shipping's expensive where I am, so excited for that. So maybe next week or next week I'll be able to get some. Well, it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Didn't Ben already posted it? $6.99 for Glenfarclas 40. That sounds high. That sounds crazy high. Glenfarclas is like super cheap. It should be like $3.99.
Yeah, I would
maybe $4.99.
For some reason, Glenfarclas is really good with that too. The price points, they're higher end.
They just have so much. That's why they're 25 years, like 170.
Gotcha.
It's super cheap. Glenfarclas is just known for that. Speaking of Glenfarclas, that's a good segue. Birthday bottles.
Boom.
Like that's what these are all for. So I bought these other 30s for like $240. Or for the 15. Good lord, that's expensive in Canada.
Wow, you Canadians.
But like birthday bottles. Yeah, no, they're getting shafted.
Yo.
Went to Scotland and totally picked this bottle up because I really wanted to have it. Even though the guy behind the counter, Matthew, he's a friend of Gemma's, who kind of hooked us up with a little like after tasting, was like, hey, 81 was a bad year. It's fourth fill sherry cask, but I was like, give it to me anyways.
Really?
So
I
like,
screw you, expert.
I bought it anyways. Like there's a place on the back so you can write your own notes, which is really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
But I bought it anyways, and there was a sample of it, and even my brother tasted the sample, and he was like, eh. And I bought it because, it's 1981. Like, how often are you going to buy a bottle that's from your birth year? It was $4.75. It was like a one-time thing while I was in Scotland. I don't know if I do it again. I probably would.
A lot of people have that tie-in, right? If it's tied to a birthday or your friend's birthday, your kid's birthday,
or something.
Yeah,
if you have kids that are born now, go buy their bottles for their year now. Yeah. Like if you turn 21 and you want to get a bottle for yourself for your 40th birthday, buy it today because it's gonna suck in the future. You have the 68 family cask whiskey bottle. Do you really? Oh my gosh, my ex-girlfriend was born in 68, and like totally, that's like the year. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, it's so expensive.
All right.
It's like thousands expensive.
So we got a question from Go Habs over here. Is Macallan 18 worth the extra cost over the 12?
What year 18? So I'm gonna be 6,000% transparent. This is a 2017 bottling. They changed from when they distilled it to when they bottled it now. The last one I had before this was a 96, and which would be 2014, right? Yeah. And that was really, 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 really good. This 2017 tastes a little thin. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why.
So older bottle, yes. Newer bottle.
And it's not even that much older. It's literally like 3 years old.
Well, I mean like older bottlings or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about those birthday bottles, expensive bottles, and why we're paying so much. So if you guys want to have a in-depth look at Macallan's Scotch Sniff, we'll link it above his head in like, boop, in the aftermath. He actually gave a really good interview on why some of their higher ends are more expensive. He gave like a pyramid on how pricing point and stuff like that. So as you all know, age statement is basically king on pricing right now, except for like Glenfarclas and others. But the higher you go, the more expensive it is. So a lot of the age is the biggest factor, and then you got bottling. So in your, I guess, opinion, Wally, what do you think about age statements being like the driver for how expensive a bottle is?
I mean, it's age and time. That's what it is. Yeah. Like age and time are like the number one things that make it expensive. You've got to think these people are holding on to, like I got to try the Balvenie 50. And it's funny because buying this 30, a friend of mine was joking around like, oh, I wonder if it's as good as the 40. And I was like, in all seriousness, I hope it's better than the 50. Because the 50 I had was like not Balvenie in terms of like it's just heat and spiciness. But you have to think someone had to take care of that cask for 50 years. And it's funny because if you think 50 years ago, indoor plumbing wasn't everywhere. Like 50 years ago, that wasn't like the norm for everywhere we go. So they didn't even know how many times the sherry cask that it was in was refilled. So it's kind of funny to like talk to David Stewart about that. But
do you think
no, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for that time in cask.
Let's say you look at baby David Stewart, like back in the day, right? Do you think he was like, oh, this is not good enough, and then 50 years later he goes, yeah, okay, I think it's done, kind of thing, or what?
I think like anything else, you're gonna have very little of the 50 left, right? Yeah. So, I mean, like out of that 500 liters, they had 83 bottles, which is only like 60 some odd, actual liters that were left out of 500. So like, because you only have so little and because it's so old, at some point you're going to be like, this is only going to get worse. So you bottle it and you're like, this is as good as this is going to get.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen, and like you just end up paying for them holding on to it and losing all that angel share, which is crazy.
Yeah, actually, Wally did do a. Did you do a 50 review, or you just showed a taste? You talked about the lineup. With
I did a review on scotchandsniff.com. And interviewed David Stewart on YouTube. Yep. So youtube.com/scotchandsniff. You can see the David Stewart interview, Glyph Arcus blind tasting, the Macallan interview with Macallan Nicholas. So yeah.
So there's a bit of comments flowing in about like how people are jealous about not trying anything above a certain age or the value. But you got to think about it this way. A lot of the times, like let's say for Wally's instance, 30 years was kind of his theme for his birthday. So he's buying this for a birthday bottle. So it's not just because of the juice inside it. It's because of a special occasion, right? That's kind of why we purchase bottles that are above most people's price range, like $200 to $500 to $800. You're not going to just drink that every day unless you're a millionaire and stuff like that. Please feel free to send us money and bottles, but most people just do it for a special occasion. Like, so you brought a Macallan, right? So why did you purchase that one? Was it an occasion or just
this was a birthday bottle? I bought at Christmas to hold on to for a birthday. So I literally held on to it for 8 months before I cracked it open for a birthday. But it was my second birthday whiskey bottle ever, and it's incredible. This is like for the worst Mondays ever. Like if the day is so bad that I don't even want to smoke a cigar, this is like I'm just gonna sip a little bit of this
kind of thing,
and just like veg out on Netflix.
So as Wally brings out the crazy guns, I'll bring up the I guess you call affordable expensive whiskeys, since I'm not that type of guy yet, but So Dalmore King Alexander.
I have a wife and kids.
So it's like what, $200-ish bucks maybe?
I have that.
Yeah. So like,
I spent $250 and then it went on sale like a week later.
So like this is what I call like it comes in you pay probably $20-$30 on this fancy packaging, right? The little box that comes in.
The box is nice.
And then you get some pretty decent juice. I've heard it's pretty good. I haven't opened it yet. This is kind of like
It is my favorite Dalmore.
Get a new job or
the rest of the Dalmore line is literally.
But. I think that's kind of the price range where we at the moment kind of can afford a 200-ish, maybe 300 bottle, and then you break out the special occasions. Like your next bottle is probably a special occasion, or is that all the bottles you got?
No. No. That was all. That's a lot.
Oh, I know it's a lot of money, but I'm like, I know your collection. You probably got a.
No, I only brought out 5. I was like, this is it, because I had like the Glenfiddich 30. Snow Phoenix is overpriced. Yep. I'm sorry, not Snow Phoenix. The Winter Storm is overpriced. The Stone Phoenix is baller, and I've got 2 of those, and those were $500 a piece. Like,
by the way, that's $500 secondary market, right?
Today, that's today. That's the problem. Yeah. So some of these were cheaper back in the day, but they're not cheap now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you turn 21, like go buy your bottle now. Yeah. Save it. Just
hold on to it. I personally bought when my daughter was born. I bought the bottles that had the year on it.
Steve, stop giving away all the secrets.
And then for me, something.
Oh, Shimon Mac Cast Strength is my baby. I have to stop spending $400 a bottle on that every time I.
You have 4 of them now? Oh, you killed 2.
I have 5 of them, but 1.5 are gone.
But I haven't even opened this one yet. Oh, bejeebies. Okay, it even comes with a mini. So I have the Caveman Solist Sherry Cask.
This came with a mini.
Came with a mini, man.
What? Mine didn't come with a mini?
Yeah, the Podium, which is like their other premium line, isn't it?
What?
Yeah. This one's straight from Asia.
I am missing something.
Sorry if it's not loud. I haven't opened this box yet, so.
Straight out of Asia.
Boom. So this stuff, it's Hong Kong Airport. I can see it on the bottom. But yeah, so like this one, Solo Series, which is cast strength. It's dark as anything, man. It's amazing. I've actually had the previous year's bottle, which is really, really good. But like, that's a saving bottle.
Wait, Shimon, somebody really had the cast strength for $350? Where? Like, seriously, tag me in that. Why do you tag me in all this expensive stuff? Tag me in that.
Once you spend your monies. But yeah, so like, a lot of the times, people are like, why you spend that much money? For one, it's a story, right? You want to share it with good friends. And you want to open on special occasions. Or if you have one of those bad days, like Wally said, right? You know, there's some bottles where you save them for, okay, this day sucks. I need to have something.
That was my Pappy Van Winkle for a while. That was my bad Monday bottle. Right. Like, I'd have a bad Monday, and I'd just be like, it's vanilla bomb time.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be it's Stag Junior to kick me in the face.
Stag Junior.
I don't know why. It's not like a bad day. It's just more like I need a kick.
Too much heat.
Yeah, I need a kick in the face. So a lot of people have better than I do. So can't complain too much.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, leave us comments. What's your most expensive bottle, and do you think it's even worth it? For right now, some of our bottles I feel are worth it. Some of the bottles back here that I spent even small amounts of money, I don't think it's worth it. So.
Shimona actually was at work this weekend. That sucked. I wasn't on call, but I got called in. It's a long story.
Oh,
That's
for
horrible.
the Facebook 350. Yeah, you would. I think you would have bought that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely would have. I would have been like, "Hey, what's up?" Because the last guy to offer me was like 420 shipped. I'm like, no, he's what 420 plus a label. I'm like, I'm alright, buddy.
Damn. Yeah, a lot of people ask that nowadays for the label and stuff like that. Shipping's getting expensive.
Because they don't want to pay for it. Because shipping is expensive.
Yeah.
You ship a bottle, it's gonna be like $20.
I agree. But so what other reasons why you buy those bottles, Wally? Since you're probably the expert in finding expensive bottles.
So no, it's just that. It's just buying bottles because you want them for specific purposes. A lot of people buy them to collect. I'm just not a collector. Yeah. Everybody knows it. I'm a drinker. And I'm not even much of a drinker, but I do drink the bottles. Like these bottles, they're closed now, but they're gonna get cracked open all day long.
Yeah, what's sad is like I've had that King Alexander for like a year and I haven't had a moment to open it, which is kind of sad.
Dude, King Alexander, I don't think I had it for more than a week, and it was already open because it's a regular lineup for them. So it's not like it's some special bottle.
Oh, I know,
like,
but for me, it's just like a special. Like I spent quite a bit of money on it, so I'm on a special occasion. Plus, I have to get it from the UK, which is stupid, but it is what it is.
Lag 16 was the most expensive version. Oh, Buna 25 solid. Lag 16 though, that's if you never spend another dime on an $80 bottle, that's legit. And Santa Cruzan, like, dude, the 18-year-old Yamazaki, overrated. I had it in a bar. I decided to get an ounce of it, and it's maybe $120, $150 bottle.
It's retail bottle, basically.
There's no way.
A lot of the Japanese, what's funny is a lot of them are retail bottles unless they're collectible in some sense, like it's a sherry cask from 2016 or something like that. So a lot of people are paying it because it's Japanese, which is sad, but it is what it is.
Which is crazy.
That's what happens when stock goes down, right? Everyone's like, I need to buy more, and everyone follows suit, right? And sadly.
But the problem is like it doesn't taste so good that you're like, oh my gosh, I need more of it. People are just buying it because it's Japanese.
I have to agree. To a certain point, I don't know what price point it is for you, Wally, but for me, like maybe at the 200 range is where I don't feel as though I get the value, and maybe I just haven't had the right bottle, right? The value of why does it cost the extra amount? Like, let's say, I bet you if I try a Pappy 23 or something like that at a certain price point, it might be the best bourbon I ever had. Or I could try another bourbon that's $80, $90, where it could be still at least good. But for me right now, I haven't hit that price point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend $700 on a bottle.
I think if I wasn't blogging it all the time and I didn't run a YouTube channel and an Instagram, I think I would stick to the $100 or less. Okay. I really would, because there's a lot of good stuff for $100, like stuff that it's just hard to beat. Yep. Right around like $120 even. I just got that old Pulteney 21 for $120. Like, it's hard to beat stuff around that price range. Once you break like 200, everything gets a little ridiculous, especially if it's NAS. Yeah. Then you're like, wait, what?
For me, like, was it the Boss Hog Black Prince? Like that, I think it was.
No, they wanted like 450, right? Like, you're on drugs.
I tried it. I was lucky enough that Nate was able to send me a sample. So Whiskey Nate, if you're watching, thank you. It was good. Like it was, but was it $400 good? I just couldn't justify it. You know what I mean? Like I fell in love with it, but I would have fallen in love with it even more if it was $250. Like any day.
Yeah. Wait, that's $260 Canadian, so it's like $200 maybe American.
Or $10.
Makes about sense. $10, $15.
Yeah, $15. Come Canadians.
It's $26.
Come to Canada.
It sounds like in Canada they don't have a choice.
They also have high taxes, so that's what kind of sucks. So he's probably talking about.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah. Poor guys, and especially
welcome to Canada.
Yeah, it's Swami's in Montreal, so they even have a different selection than the most people in Toronto, like Whiskey and Six and stuff. So that's kind of sad.
It's because the whiskey comes in English and they're all French, and they're like, "We fight in your general direction."
Sorry. Yeah. Your mother was a hamster. Yeah, like you guys have noted, most people are around the $200 range. I think that's kind of where I lay. Unless it's like a whiskey birthday party or something like that, I would spend a bit more. But like you notice, like it's kind of crazy when you look at Instagram, you see all these feeds, you're like, that's a $500 bottle, that's a $600 bottle, and you're like,
are you crazy? Do you follow Scotch Whisperer? Oh, dude, do you follow Scotch Father? Do you follow?
No, I do, and that's scary because you're like, oh, that's so good, and you're like, you try to Google the price, and you're like, what? How is that like $2,000?
Stefan is like,
I mean, they're ballers, man. Like
$40,000, $50,000, $60,000 bottles.
I bet they're making bank, so that $100 for me is
I
maybe
mean, some of
1,000.
them are. I mean,
So
if you're a millionaire, if you're a multi-millionaire,
that's why like your 100 is their 1,000. So like it makes sense. They're like, okay, this is where it is, but it's insane.
Stefano
It's
is
insane. And then when
in
you look at
another
these
world.
things, you're just like, but you know, it is what it is.
Did any of you guys follow Stefano back in the beginning when he didn't post a whole lot of whiskey? When he posted a lot of his car stuff, like he's got a Ferrari and a Lambo.
Yeah.
He don't care. Long hair don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know in the comments why you guys buy basically expensive bottles or higher end bottles. I'd love to know.
I have to address Steve because he's talking about the
Yeah, go for it.
Balblairs, and like the Balblairs are such a good value. I think people sleep on those, and I think until you've tried one, like you don't understand why it's such a good value. Like I picked up the 1994.
Did you send me the 90?
Which I think is a 23 year. Yeah, I think so. The 1990 is a 23 year, and I picked it up for like 170, and you can't touch a Macallan 25 year now for $1,500.
Well,
so I don't know. It's just
you do know that
so
Macallan
good.
does tell a good story. So
Oh, I mean, not just that, but they have, I mean, incredible demand too for their supply, and their supplies are going down until they get done with the new distillery expansion and everything else, which I'm sure will catch up quickly. But it still takes time to make 25 years. It still takes 25 years, no matter what you do. That's why it costs money.
yeah, you can't speed up that process.
Yeah, you can't speed up time.
But
and you wouldn't
did you
want
send
to.
me a Bell Blair? It must be in one
Didn't
of these guys.
I don't know if I did or not. I did mark like you have special
blind tasting bottles, which I know I'm probably gonna do a video of that soon.
Some of the expensive stuff is good, but I'm telling you, man, when you sit down with like that Balvenie cask 191, the 50 year, I know that it's like I've seen it as cheap as $40,000.
Cheap.
And like literally, somebody bought it.
What?
And I'm sitting there. Yeah, somebody bought it. Oh, I saw it go online for 40,000. And I don't know what Jay paid for his, but he definitely cracked it open for all of us. But so thank you to Scotch Father, because that was an amazing night. Getting to taste it though, it just wasn't typical Balvenie. It was wild. It was different. It was spice forward. It was very, very heavily spiced, and it wasn't as sweet. David Stewart kept trying to convince me like it's super sweet. It's super sweet, but I was like, no, it is not
for me,
super
sir.
sweet.
Sorry.
I was like, this is super spicy. Like it's alive. It was so different than what I expected from a 50 year, especially from Balvenie, who's so this is like honey.
I know this is gonna be a really dumb question because I probably know the answer, but was it worth 40 grand? Like if money was not an option for you, would you be like, yeah, sure? No. Wow. That sucks. Imagine telling that guy like.
And this is what I tell people. You have to. Everyone's palate's different, and you have to judge every bottle on its own because you never know what it is that you're gonna be like. Oh, I love that. Like that's my favorite, or I can't stand that. Like I'm almost done with my Balblair 1990, and it was so cheap it's not even funny. I'm like rolling through it. It's so good.
What's funny is like if you guys don't know, Wally did a blind tasting with Glenfiddich, and one of the guys said like he fell in love with a Snow Phoenix. I think it was. In my head, I'm like,
Steve.
Wow, dude, you fell in love with a Snow Phoenix. Trying to figure out how to get that now is gonna be suck. Like, I'd rather fall in love with a 12 so I can buy it every day than fall in love.
Yeah, but how many people in that video were like, I can't even believe that was the 15. Yeah. I can't believe it was the 18 that I like so much. Yeah. Like, oh, well,
and that's,
there you go.
That's why blind tastings always help out. So I think.
Talking to DCS MBE was like the most baller time. And then getting him on my YouTube channel going, what's going on
YouTube?
I saw
that.
That was like the best.
And if you guys didn't know, like
ever.
We didn't even do the show then. So
no,
I messaged Wally and I was like, dude.
It was right after that.
I was like, dude, this is awesome. Because I was like, they were trying to do a live stream. They try to do posts and stuff. I was like, dude, steal me a glass.
Can I cross-contaminate information?
Yeah, go for it, man. Where you going?
All right. So we do have Patreon sponsors here. The next time you guys see Scotch and Sniff videos, I'll probably be begging you for Patreon money, mostly because I don't pay my camera guy, and he does a lot of work, and he has a wife and 2 kids and all that stuff. So I'll probably start Patreon for Scotch and Sniff. And hopefully you guys throw money at him because he needs new camera gear and any sport.
Yeah, go for it. So we'll put a link in the show notes when I can get it available. And thank you again to Whiskey Throttle, Anonymous, and Scotch Just Dummies for our Patreon below Wally, since I can't reach that far.
Ooh.
Gotta reach it. It's scrolling there. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really means a lot. Helps us out. Trying to get another webcam going so maybe we can send it to some interviewees and stuff like that, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that. Also, what do you guys have? So we were talking about expensive bottles. Yeah. This isn't like crazy expensive and not like crazy out of the way. It does hurt to buy Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill. Stop it. It's like getting a 40 OE. It's just not going to happen. But like this is kind of pricey, but I would buy it to enjoy it over a period of time. So what bottle do you guys own that's like this, where it's not thousands of dollars, but it's definitely like a couple $100, and it hurts when you buy it, but it hurts so good, if you know what I mean?
So I guess since you have me on, my personally would be the Balvenie Portwood 21-year-old. It hurts me to pay for it because it's what, 200 something bucks now or something like that, ish, 120, 180.
220.
Yeah, so around the 200 range, right? It's so good, and I could see that as a daily sipper because I'm halfway through my bottle and it's been like a year, and I'm like, I should be opening that for special occasions. It's just so good when you want that, just like that deep, rich flavors. It's just like, need it. But yeah.
Ooh, 1509 batch 3. That's solid.
See, I passed on that
So
too.
much
I
better than
passed
batch
on
two.
that Balvenie a ton.
Oh, Glendronach 21.
Ooh.
The 21 Parliament is okay to me. I think I tried it way too early in my like Scotch adventures, and like I wasn't ready for the sherry bomb that it was, but it was pretty solid.
Gotcha.
The 12 though is magic.
21.
Of course, Glengoyne. You Glengoyne crackhead. I have the 21 on my shelf. I just haven't cracked it yet.
No, it's some great suggestions too. Great bottles, and and if you look at it, it's around the $200 mark. It's just kind of where everyone's kind of like, we're okay with it, but it still hurts us a little.
I think we're all right. The Old English is solid. 40 ounces of malt liquor for 87 cents. It's just hard to beat. How is the Garrison Bros Cowboy? I haven't had anything from Garrison Brothers. I see their bottles all the time at the Star, and I think like, ooh, Texas. Glengoyne is also chill filtered.
What was it?
I think it takes away a lot of the good flavor. The 18 I had really, it rubbed me the wrong way.
What's interesting is
Tamdu Batch 2 is solid.
So
Tamdu's so
Glengoyne's
good.
pretty cool.
Tamdu is underrated.
No, there's some good suggestions here, and a lot of these are, I want to say, called sleepers, but they're not on the forefront of what.
No, Tamdu is definitely a sleeper. They're stinking 10-year, and they're stinking their cast strength. Like, oh, it's so good. It's like sherry bombs for cheap.
But it's funny because, like, the only one I see is probably like Steve's Mac 18, where everyone probably know that. Everything else is kind of like, oh, okay. People suggest Glengoyne 15. So on and so forth.
Some of the like Glendronach's getting popular in the bourbon, like on the bourbon forums and stuff. I think it's because of the heat. Yeah. Which is the worst reason. That's just people who want to get drunk. Like, no, we want to enjoy these flavors. Let's get this together.
So me coming from like a more of a bourbon background than you is like, yeah, the heat is making the easy part, but it's just also the sherry bombs. I don't know why, but for some reason, bourbon lovers love that spice and the cherry. I don't know why.
Because it reminds them of rye spices. Yeah. But they're not in the same boat, but they're both spicy, and I think that's what it is that draws them. But then you have something that's really rye spicy or like dill rye, and you're like, Midwinter's Night Dram, pour it out.
Pour it in my mouth. Ah.
No. I always want to do bottle pours. I always want to do drain pours of a couple of the ones that they love on there.
That would scare the shit out. It would be funny, but then there'd be like one guy there just drinking it, like, yes, give me more.
I should build a fake sink and do that.
There you go, dude.
And then have it just pour into another bottle.
There you go. And you just be like, haha, picture down. But no, I definitely feel that's why the Glendronach line has got popular. That's how I got into it, because everyone's like, oh, do you want a sherry bomb? Like, here, try the 12 and stuff like that. And then
the 12 is
or the Abelora one. It's another big one that people go to.
Yeah, that's another one, the Abunid, but I think it's because it's cast strength. I don't know what it is with
people love the smack in the face, man. I don't know.
What is it with American bourbon lovers going to cast strength? Like, and the crazy thing is the Abunid is cast strength, but you can barely tell. Yeah. Like, it's not
as hot as I thought it was.
It's not a punch in the face. It's just like goodness, sherry goodness.
Ardbeg Supernova. Don't want to talk to you, Swami, anymore.
Because it's Ardbeg.
I definitely feel as though that maybe the reason why the bourbon community doesn't want to go into like they want to stay in that heat range is because they think everything else is going to be peated or like that ashtray salt peat.
Yeah, who wants to spend $1,000 a bottle for peat?
Wait,
it's like I could buy.
So you got the Supernova committee release? Access of Whiskey gave me a Supernova and it was amazing, and I actually liked it. It wasn't as peaty as I thought it was. And that's what's funny is like you get some super peated stuff. It's not as bad as
the only ones from Ardbeg I can get into, especially after that Glenmoe tasting, but like the Anno I can get into, the Dark Cove I will miss forever. Anno? I'll miss the Dark Cove forever. Oh. Like that was the best decision they ever made in their lives.
They're coming out with that groove
Corey
too,
Brecken, right? Uyghur yeah, the groove's coming out. That looks nice.
Is it sherry finished or it's sweeter's finished?
No, it's that they put grooves in the wood. I think it's going to be horrible. But I'm basing that off of who made the Sinatra? Was that Jack Daniels who did the Sinatra bottle that was grooved? and it was horrible. It was so over oaked, it was disgusting. Oh, Shimon has said wine casks. Yeah, they're grooving the wine casks, which will probably give it more sweetness. But I think that the doctor over there knows better what he's doing than Tennessee whiskey people.
I'm excited for that groove one just because I know it was a different casting, so I'm excited to see what that does.
It was Jack Daniels. Yeah, Jack Daniels did that one. I tasted it at Whiskey Extravaganza 2 years ago, and I was beyond disgusted by it.
It's interesting how Jack Daniels, the big guy on the block, is kind of changing the way they're doing and trying to go more into single barrels and stuff, which is kind of cool. Hey, Richard.
No, their single barrel, Jack Daniels single barrel, is super underrated.
It's really good.
I'm telling you, if I never spent over $100 on bottles, Jack Daniels single barrel will be on my list. Their rye, their regular single barrel, their barrel proof, all of it. It's so
funny because a lot of the non-whiskey community type people or people that are into it and reading about it kind of poo-poo Jack Daniels just because they're already available. But normal everyday people are buying that stuff and liking it a lot. And I've tried it. It's good.
I don't have a Michter's 20, and I think Michter's 20 is worth a lot more than Dark Cove CR. The last Dark Cove CR I saw was like $250. Michter's 20 is like...
Oh, do you need it?
800?
Thumbnail time, my friend. Which one do you want to hold?
Should we do a thumbnail?
Yeah, we're cracking on 31 minutes.
Should I get ridiculous bottles?
Yeah.
All right, give me a second.
Crazy bottles. Ding ding. But yeah, guys, just to let you know, in about 30 to 40 minutes, Whiskey in the Six will be live. I'm not sure if you guys guessed or not, but he will be live, so we're kind of the pre-show with Crazy Bottles. This way. Ooh, I don't know if it's working well. You have to move the Balvenie bottle closer to your face.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
All done.
My face hurts now.
But yeah, and guys, please take a look at our last week's special episode that we posted on Friday with Devin from the Empty Glass Resistance. It was great to get her knowledge and insight on the whole Jane Walker series and stuff like that, which was kind of cool. So,
listen to this. Characterized by rich dark chocolate, hints of plum, marzipan, and caramelized pear.
That sounds really good. So yeah, offline later, you tell me when I'm coming over because I'm gonna crack that bottle open with you.
It's gonna be the end of August.
But yeah, guys, please let us know if you guys check that out. I really like to know your opinion. Trying to grow the channel a bit more. You know, I love Wally and all, but as you can see, he got prettier last week. So, but yeah, trying to get more content for you guys.
I'm a lady.
Trying to get more content with you guys. If you guys like it, please let me know. Thumbs it up.
No, they don't like it.
No, we're still gonna keep this show. It's not gonna change. Even though that
Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond. Oh, that's the one I heard about on some whiskey. There's a whiskey podcast. I don't remember. I think it's called Whiskey Cast.
Could be. Yeah, there's a one.
And he was talking about the Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond. It's gonna be like $25. It's gonna be bottled and bond.
$25
so
50%
for alcohol.
What? $25 for a bottled and bond?
Yeah, it's like a new one that's coming out. It's supposed to be really good.
Wow.
There's lots of cheap bottled and bond stuff. I think it's an American gimmick, but whatever.
And I'll keep you guys posted if we have a show next week. I got some stuff to come up, so we might either do it earlier or not, or we'll kind of give you guys a bit of a break from us. So I'll let you guys know.
Wasn't a fan of the special episode.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, Steve. You love Wally too much, man. That's why.
It's $110.
I don't know. Oh, the Old Fitzgerald.
I think he owes him money. We're gonna watch a fight happen here.
Fight.
Oh, is that the Old Fitzgerald? That was 110. I thought it was like $25.
110. That makes more sense.
I'm not spending 110 to save it for 40 years so you can sell it for $1 billion on the bourbon farms. Yeah. All right.
No offense, but some of those guys, man, are very gullible. So if you guys want to,
they're crazy.
Yeah, they got money to burn. All right, guys.
Apparently.
Thank you guys so much. Again, Patreon, Scotch Just Dummies, Whiskey Throttle, Anonymous, and a second Anonymous as well. So thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. We're going to use all this money to keep funding this, trying to get more guests for you, interview some of you guys down below. I know that's one of the things that me and Wally have been talking about, trying to get some of you guys on the show.
Since this isn't my channel, I'm just going to say what I would do on my channel if I was doing Patreon. I would buy expensive bottles with it, and then I would divvy it up, and then I would give it away to the top 15 people in the Patreon. Just
so there you go. So
just an
Scotch
idea.
Sniff is going to do a Patreon.
Legally, it's illegal, but I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was going to do it.
Alrighty. You can find me on the Drinking Caveman Instagram. Please hit me up if you need to. You can find him on Scotch and Sniff, and his YouTube linked below. Support him. Help him to get to 1,000 followers, guys. Come on, we can do it. 1,000.
Almost there, like 850.
1,000, man. Come on, we can do it. Again, Whiskey in the Six is up after this episode. Again, thank you guys so much for your help. And Wally, what are you gonna say?
You already know. 1, 2, deuces.